Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga Detour. I'm Cecily and I'll be your instructor today. We're going to look at the shoulders. This is a video for shoulder mobility. So if you've got a lot of tightness up here and who doesn't, this is going to be the one for you. Okay, so coming onto the mat or just standing wherever you are comfortable, let's start to just bring some movement into the shoulders, looking for as much of a circle here from the shoulder blade as possible. So if you look from the side, you can see that I'm not doing very much bending with my spine. I just want to keep the movement here isolated in the scapula, the shoulder blades. So I'm going all the way forward into protraction, all the way up to elevate, all the way back to retract, and all the way down to depress. Try that the other direction, all the way back, up, forward, and down. Now see if you can do it again and keep the elbows even straighter. And if you're feeling little crunchies or hearing those little crunchies in your shoulders, that's totally normal, almost to be expected. Let's move now into the full arm. With the right arm, I'm going to reach forward. The palm here is lifted. And as the arm comes up and moves just past my ear, I start to rotate from my shoulder to move the arm back behind me. So as the arm goes up again, the palm lifts. And then as I bring it back, I rotate so that when the arm is back there, again, the palm is turning up. Let's do one more like that. Lifting up, trying not to move the whole rest of the body, and just isolate the arm through that circle. And then we'll change the direction. So I start with the palm back, it lifts toward the ceiling, and then I rotate from the shoulder to bring it back up overhead and down in front. Let's do a couple more. And then we'll give that arm a little shake. And do the other side. So again, palm lifting, rotating, and reaching back. And let's say you were doing this standing right next to a wall. A wall is a really great tool to keep us honest. So as I take the arm forward, if my tendency is want to reach really wide, then maybe I can use a wall to keep the arm a little closer to the sides of my body. Or as you change directions, think about taking the arm inside the boundaries of your yoga mat so it's not really reaching out very far away from you. Just going to do one more big circle here. And then we'll call it a day for those circles. Give both arms a little shake. And now another really important movement we want to restore into the shoulders is rotation. So internal rotation, as my arm rotates, takes the head of the shoulder forward, and again the palm will be turning up. External rotation takes the head of the shoulder back, and again the palm turns up. Now if I want to do that in both arms at the same time, I'll alternate. So my right arm is going to roll over into internal rotation. My left will stay externally rotated. I like to add a knee bend in here to sink the hips right down. And then I put my right hand into a fist just to create some tension here on that arm. Reaching then out toward my left and then pulling my hip back toward the right. Creating a full body stretch with the rotation of the shoulders. Left rolls in, right rolls out. Stretching out that right waist and switching again. We'll just do this a couple times here, but in a class, I love to do this upwards of 10 or more times just to really feel the arms getting more of a burn, more activation happening, and just making sure that we're really finding that full range of the shoulders. All right, we'll come up. Again, give the arms a little shake. And then if you have anything lying around, like a strap or a belt or a necktie, go ahead and grab that now. Hit pause if you have to go find yours. I'm going to undo my belt, but keep it fairly long because the hands here are going to need to be quite far apart. Standing still, keeping the body as aligned as possible, I reach the arms forward in front of me, take them up over the head into a big shrug, and then rotate back to bring the strap all the way down behind me. And I reverse it, reaching back, all the way up, shrugging, and coming forward. If it felt like one of your arms really wanted to go first, the hands probably need to go a little further apart. If it felt like a fairly accessible movement to you, then you might feel like you want to bring your hands closer together. So ideally we find the right distance for the hands where the movement remains challenging, but it doesn't become impossible. It doesn't require us to compromise anything about our posture as we work on the shoulders. This is the kind of thing that you could do as a break from the desk. Getting up, getting out of that computer posture, grabbing anything you have around that you can connect your hands to, and just moving like that a few times. Even 3 or 4 is going to make you just wake up and stand a little bit taller. For now, we'll set that off to the side and find our way down onto the mat on all 4s. Okay, so once we've got the weight here over the hands and knees, we're going to start exploring sinking down into the shoulder blades to retract them, and then pushing the floor away, which is going to protract or separate the shoulder blades. Just try a couple of these, noticing if you feel any movement at all. And if it feels a little bit stuck up there, then let's sit back, unload the hands for a second, see if we can find it here. Either taking the hands just as they are out in front of you, or if you have a yoga block or a book, holding that between the hands instead, just to give yourself something to focus on. So I keep my arms straight, and I think of pulling the arms toward me. And then I push, sending that block forward without taking my whole body with it. Okay, so again, it's the retraction and the protraction. It's the exact same movement as we're doing here that we're trying to find with the hands on the floor. So let's come back into that quadruped position and try that again, where we pull the shoulder blades together and then press them apart. Bringing the chest a little close to the floor on the retraction and then pressing it away as the shoulder blades separate. One more time. And once that starts to become more accessible, we can progress that into different variations. You might try one arm at a time, taking the opposite hand behind the back. So we isolate the strength just on this one side, and then compare it to the other. And with the knees down, we're obviously working with a little bit of a lighter load than if I came into a position like plank. So if you want to explore that, we might reach the feet back, keep the shoulders right over the hands, and then find that retraction here. The tempting thing, when we start to feel a little bit more work required, is to want to bend the elbows. This isn't a push-up, so the elbows stay straight. It's just a scapular push-up, meaning only the scapula, the shoulder blade, is what's doing the movement. So whether or not you're staying on the knees or coming up onto the toes, we keep the elbows straight, isolate the shoulders, and build the strength that we need to create stability in the upper body. Feel free to do more if you felt like that was not enough for you, just as long as we're getting to the point where you're feeling like your shoulders are really getting a good workout in a way that's going to contribute to either your yoga practice, helping with your downward dogs or handstands, or just helping you with more functional movements like carrying groceries or picking up your kids. It's this kind of stuff that we love to do in our type of practice. So I thank you very much for following the detour today, and I'll see you next time.